Zihle Maseko is a young South African woman who considers herself a social entrepreneur. That's a title with some serious weight, especially with the widespread perceived of real exclusion on the youth in such spaces and positions. Amongst her achievements, there is an application which she contributed greatly to building. The app is intended to assist education systems, particularly with regards to marking the exam papers. She's also involved with the fashion industry as well, as you can clearly see with the nice jacket and then the shirt. In 2021, she was recognized as the SA Top 30 Female Founders in Tech by SA Innovation Summit. And in 2020, she was selected by SIDA to exhibit at the 2020 Global Entrepreneurship Congress, which took place in Saudi Arabia, where she pitched to VCs from around the globe. Now, you're only 27 years of age, sorry. So, congratulations on all your achievements, and that's, 27 years of age, and you would think that some of all those achievements would be probably in the late 30s or 40s, but amazing, bud. Hi, Zihle. Good to have you with us at Empire Partner Studio. This is where we keep our eyes on social challenges. Now, first of all, I just want to know, what inspired you to co-fund the marketing app, and can you just explain more what the marketing app is?
Hi everyone. So, great to be here, and thanks for this opportunity. So the marketing app, we began in 2020. It was actually founded by a friend of mine who was a teacher, and she had seen a gap in the schooling system where learners, especially in the rural areas and in townships, aren't benefiting from the industrial revolution technology and all the latest developments in tech. So he had come up with this idea to automate the marking of exam tests and assignments. And so I later joined him a few months later as he was looking for someone with IT background to help him implement the solution, to bring it to life. And me having had the skill, we started working together. So it's been quite quite a fulfilling journey, a good 2 years, and we're still running with it. We hope to improve the quality of education that's been provided in the school system.
Education is important, and it helps us to find who we are, helps us get through school. On the topic of education, you believe that quality education is the key to unlocking the rich potential which Africa possesses. What do you mean by that?
Absolutely, yes. So I believe that education by itself is not enough, and I think we've seen that's been quite evident in the past few decades, and we've seen that large gap that exists between the African schooling system and that of the other parts of the world exists because of the quality of education that's provided in schools. And so for us to close that gap, we need to focus on improving the quality of education in schools. And that's why, as the marketing app, we are building this solution that's aimed at firstly helping the teachers in schools, minimizing the amount of time that they spend on admin tasks and marking, so that they spend more time on actual teaching learners in schools. And hence the marking app limits or minimizes the amount of time that's spent on marking by 90%. So we believe that with this app, quality of education in schools will be improved significantly.
Okay, so your app is very beneficial. It actually helps, and it's proof that it's helping communities, right?
Absolutely.
Now, in 2021, which sounds crazy because I was just last year, you were recognized as SA's Top 30 Female Founders in Tech SA by Innovation Summit. How did it feel to get recognized, and was it motivational for you or to succeed more in your career choice, or what did it do for you personally?
Yes, for me it was a very big accomplishment for me in the year 2021, especially because it was a year when I was going through a lot of challenges, personal challenges, and also being in the middle of the pandemic. So to be recognized as the top 30 female founders in tech was it really inspired me to work harder, and the beauty of it is that because it's in the tech space and my professional 9-to-5 job is also in tech, which is almost aligned, even though it's not really in the same sectors. But the inspiration that I drew from the one area, I'm able to apply within the other area. So that has helped me to even work harder in my job and my career, and personally, personal development. It's really helped.
Yeah, it's like breaking down stereotypes, because before, like, people say like, oh, women can't be in this position, but now, the way times have changed, everyone can see it's highly possible for them now, and I think it's just super motivational.
Yeah.
But earlier this year, 2022, you were in Saudi Arabia, am I right?
Yes.
For an exhibition, and tell us tell us about that. Like, what did you exhibit, and what was the feedback of your exhibit?
So we were exhibiting the marking app. So CEDA had selected 11 SMEs within South Africa from different sectors, and the marking app was one of the SMEs that were chosen to go and exhibit in the Global Entrepreneurship Congress that was hosted in Saudi Arabia, where hundreds of investors, hundreds of political leaders had gathered at the event, to come together, share ideas on developing small businesses. So as the marking app, we were given the opportunity to also pitch to various investors who were there at the event. And I mean, it's opened up so many opportunities. A lot of opportunities have come, have stemmed from that, just attending that event on its own. Investors from different parts of the world, and even locally, we've been working with CEDA, who's been helping us take our business from point A to B, and we've also met a few other local investors who've been helping us massively in terms of getting our product to market.
Oh, okay, and that is very interesting, especially the whole CEDA. Like, in Saudi Arabia, big market out there. Everyone needs tech. Everyone loves new ideas. In the beginning of this interview, I did state that you were an IT risk manager, right, at First Rand Bank. Now, saying it again, you are an award-winning IT risk manager at one of the top 4 banks in South Africa, if I might say, and you were awarded the Top Innovation Award in 2020 for innovative work at the bank. Now, what was the innovative work that you came up with in that time?
Yeah, so the bank has this program where they award employees for introducing new solutions and new ideas or implementing ideas within the bank, which I think is a cool thing. Not a lot of companies would actually reward you for introducing ideas. So in the bank, I mean, since I joined the bank, I had started working on a project to formalize and to develop a new system for cloud governance, and this started when cloud computing was still very new, especially in the banking industry. So my work was focused on implementing that new system, and also maturing our governance and risk management processes on cloud computing and data offshoring. So I mean, since our implementation, we've also been we've been endorsed by various other organizations. The SAB as well has also given their feedback, and they said that we were the leading bank in terms of maturing and cloud governance. So that was very important feedback, especially having been the person to play the lead role in implementing this process. So I mean, and there's a few other projects that I had also received awards for. The other was on cybersecurity and IT incidents, and yeah, the award was basically for the work that I had done throughout the years.
Okay, and I just want to speak a little bit about that cloud governance. From the time you guys created it, has it improved more? Has it still stayed the same? Is it still the exact same idea, or has it improved by a lot?
Absolutely, because I mean, we keep maturing, and the goal is really to get. I mean, at first when we implemented it, it wasn't at perfect state, and obviously, as we learn, as we grow, we are able to apply new methods. We are able to apply new processes, and so every year we seek to improve it. And that's just been ongoing till today. It's something that I'm still working on, because I mean, you never stop maturing. Yeah.
And tech is always changing, especially in the
Yes.
industrial fourth revolution.
Yeah.
It's always changing. Speaking about, I also want to talk about your, fashion sense and you owning your own fashion company. As you can tell, I don't really have a fashion sense. I'm very basic in what I dress. But tell me more about your newly founded interest in the fashion industry. And you call it Block Footwear, right?
Yes.
Who is it made for, and where can people buy it for? Like, when I say who's it made for, is it made mainly like for athletes, casual wear, or what?
So it's we actually a footwear, a new footwear brand, which we recently just started. So late last year, a friend of mine started the business, and he's a shoe designer, more particularly sneakers. And so we joined together, started this business, and then we started manufacturing the sneakers. But what the sneakers are, and I know I always get asked this question, is there's so many players out there, and there's a lot of emerging players within the South African market. Why sneakers?
Yeah.
But I mean, with us, we are more focused on athletic sneakers. And it's also quite a new industry, especially within the African market. And the name behind Block is basically slang for location. So it's about representing your block. It's about embracing your background, embracing your location, and that's the whole idea about Block Footwear. It's for our customers to feel. To be involved with the brand, to feel part of the brand, and really that's what the brand is about. We are building a brand, and we recently just launched, and the website is blockfootwear.co.za, and that's where the sneakers can be found, and yeah.
And so far, so it's just an online store, right?
Yeah, so far it's an online store. We are working towards having a physical store.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, because not everyone likes to shop online. Some customers want to feel and test the product, and obviously you've got to cater for them. And yeah, that's something that we do have in the pipeline.
And then pricing, is it like similar to Adidas or like other foot companies like Adidas, Nike?
So pricing is 950 Rand.
Oh, okay.
And as I mentioned, this is our first batch of sneakers that we just launched, and the starting price is 950 Rand. It's and for the first 100 customers, they get to have a 45% discount on the next batch of sneakers. So it's going to be a totally new design that's going to be coming up, and obviously improved quality, and all our early bird customers get to have our new sneaker at 45% discount.
Do you make them in size 12s? Because I might actually consider getting a pair then.
Yes. At the moment, we only have size 6 to 10, obviously because we're still starting out.
Yeah.
We only had limited resources. But in our next batch, we'll be having from size 4 to 10, and then we'll be growing, as we make more.
Definitely can't wait for that size 12 then.
Yes.
But what are your biggest passions in life that you can say would inspire and empowers, the youth of Africa to fight socioeconomic issues?
For me, the one message I always preach is on economic development. I think we're all aware of all the challenges that are surrounding us, be it social challenges, economic challenges around us. It's not something that we can ignore. Regardless of where you stay, what your background is, whether you live in the township, a rural area, or in the urban area, we're all affected by these kind of challenges. And so I strongly believe that the one way to overcome a lot of the challenges that we have, especially within the African context, is by developing our economy. The youth need to be, role players in the economic development. We need to take charge. We need to start. We need to create. We need to create products. We need to create services. We need to be active people in the market. We should not always rely on outside outside economies, and then that's one of the reasons why I started working on this Block Footwear business, because it's really about producing products locally, and serving our local, customers with local products and brands. And that's one of the ways we can grow our economy, by having that money circulating within our own industry and not always taking our money outside.
And all the material for Block Footwear is all locally sourced, right?
Well, at the moment, we don't have any local sneaker manufacturing companies. Yeah, I mean, we looked everywhere.
Okay.
So yeah, we are currently producing in Turkey, but the idea is to open up our own manufacturing company locally. Hopefully, we're currently looking for funding, and once we've secured enough funding, we will start building up our own factories and obviously produce local and obviously create jobs.
Okay,
yeah, I mean, that's an important element, and that's one of the reasons why we build businesses. We need to create jobs.
Because South Africa does have a very low unemployment rate.
Yes.
Everything you could do to make it, to get more jobs out there.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any regrets with your career choice, and what inspiring advice, do you have for the youth?
And what's the last part?
Oh, sorry. So let me just repeat the question.
Okay.
Do you have any regrets with your career choice, and what inspiring advice do you have for the youth out there?
Growing up, I wanted to be a lot of things. At some point, I wanted to be a TV talk show host, and a friend of mine started working on a project to start our own TV show, and then the next thing, I wanted to be a model. I went into pageantry. At some point, I was awarded Miss NW. And then at some point, there's just a lot of things that I wanted to do. But, for me, landing up within the IT space, I think this was my God-given career choice. I think it happened by chance. I didn't really choose this space. At some point when I was applying for varsity, I wanted to be a doctor, and I didn't get accepted. So then I had to go for the next coolest thing in the science space, and that's when I chose computer science and IT. So, and since then, I don't regret my choice. The opportunities have been endless. We know that the whole world has been moving towards technology, the fourth industrial revolution, and being a player in that space, it does give me that sort of empowerment. Knowing that I can also create, knowing that I can also introduce solutions that are relevant for a time such as this. So I'm grateful for the space that I'm in, the opportunities that have been coming my way. And the advice I would give to young people out there is simply just to start. Whatever it is that you've got on your mind, whatever it is that's been keeping you up late at night that you've been thinking about, just start, whatever idea it is. And another thing is, you don't need to leave your 9-to-5 job for you to start a hustle. In fact, your 9-to-5 job can be used as a tool to sort of aid you in starting your own 9-to-5 job. I've seen a lot of people struggle because they left their jobs to start businesses, and obviously you've got bills to pay, you've got your own needs to meet, and things are becoming expensive now. You cannot afford to go months without any income. Starting a business doesn't mean you'll start making money now. It takes time. With the marketing app, we started in 2020, and till today we haven't even generated much revenue because we're still going around looking for funding so that we can take our app to market. So yeah, that's my advice to the youth. Just start, create, build, and let's also work together towards developing our economy.
Well, thanks, Zihle, and thanks for being on Empire Partners Studio, where we keep our eye on social challenges.
Thank you very much for having me.